Hello, and welcome to T-Box Media coverage of the Auckland Series finale match play at Rakha. We got a good matchup for you here. We got Josef versus Bruce in the first matchup. Looks to be a bit rainy by the effects here. And we got Mark versus Henry with a little Rocky shout out, chin to chin. We're going to start off on hole 1, the long tees at Rakha. You're going to cross the OB here in the parking lot into the woods, and it's going to take a pretty sharp turn to the right up a bit of a hill with the basket perched there. Very difficult 119 meter par 3 for the first hole. We'll see who we got up first. We got Joe Barry up first. Going high, ooh, and kicks a branch, into the OB road, so he elects to re-tee. Gets it a bit lower this time. Ooh, penetrating nicely into the woods. Looks like it hits that bush there just in front of the camera. Won't be too bad of a spot, but that's for his 3. Bruce, a low forehand, makes it across the OB area. Don't quite see where that lands. I'm guessing at the mouth of the gap. Mark here going with a P Waka Waka RPM man. Turns it over nicely, a little bit low, right at the mouth of the gap as well. And Henry, nice height. Oh, hits a tree, ricochets off to the left, look like. We got Mark here almost up to the gap. He's going to have a big right-hand turn, so I'm guessing he's going something understable. 2E looks like. Get a nice turn on it, probably right at the bottom of the hill, and he'll have a nice uphill putt, maybe just outside circle. Henry kicked a little bit left, so he's got a lot of foliage in his way, going with a forehand roller. Doesn't quite get on the ground and start rolling, just kind of gets over the bushes. Bruce here looking at a forehand, I'm guessing tactic. Ooh, beautiful looking forehand. Right up to the top. Oh, moves to the catch cam. Parked, looks like, next to the basket. Beautiful shot by Bruce. Standstill forehand. Henry for his 3rd, trying to make it up that hill. Goes a bit low, just kind of at the bottom. Very common collecting place on this hole. Joe with his 4th shot into the tree. Bruce is parked for a par, so Joe picks up, and that's going to be 1 to Bruce. A little bit about match play format if you don't know. You're not technically counting your strokes. I mean, you are per hole, but if you have less strokes than the other player, you're going to get 1 point for winning the hole. So it's basically you either win the hole, you tie the hole, or you lose the hole in match play, and your strokes don't really matter overall, only for each hole. It's kind of a nice format to play here at Rakha, seeing as how this course is very challenging and strokes can pile up on you on certain holes, especially this first hole, which is a very challenging starting hole to the round. But it looks like we have Mark taking that hole from Henry and Bruce taking that hole from Joe. Hole number 2, another very challenging hole, par 4, 171 meters. You have to navigate this really tight fairway in between all the pungas. Hopefully getting down to this area right here where the camera is showing you, and then you have to go up on top of a ridge line over all the trees, and the basket is tucked up in there. Really hard to see from the tee, even hard to see from the fairway if you have a perfect first shot. Oh, we got some P Wakas flying around in there. Good little bird sanctuary here at Rakha. Looks like Mark's going with a Kotuku. Perfect disc to try to keep it straight. Ooh, fades out a little bit to the left there. But a mid-range is probably what you want to go with on this hole. You don't want to throw it super high speed. You just want something that's going to get down the fairway. Oh, Henry pulls that a little bit. Hits an early punga and kicks hard to the left. That's going to be a tough second position. See what Bruce has got for us here. Looking like another mid. Stays a bit too stable. Off on the left-hand side of the fairway. Another difficult spot. They're going to kind of just be trying to work their way down the fairway a bit before they go up onto the ridge. Joe, however, gets a nice move on this, heading way down the fairway. Oh, almost over the catch cam's head, but it hits a tree and falls right in the middle, which is actually a perfect spot. Catch cam's in a great spot. That's kind of where you want to land for a shot up onto the ridgeline. Henry going with a forehand, turns it over a bit, ends up collecting on that left-hand side over there. Bruce doesn't seem to have much except for a pitch out, which he kind of is trying to bite off a bit more and kicks into the fairway a bit. Mark plays this course a lot. He knows what he's doing. He's just trying to get down that fairway. Goes with a putter, I believe. Just trying to put it in the middle to give himself some good footing before you try to make it up onto the ridgeline. Bruce, same thing, just kind of pitching it down, keeping it in the middle before he goes up on the ridgeline as well. Tough basket position up there. Can't see it from here. Joe's going to be going really high, probably going to the right a bit. Looks like he's executing pretty well. Where does this one come down? Yep, up on the... Looks like he's up there on the spine of the hill. It's a pretty steep drop off. Ooh, Henry looks like he slips maybe a little bit there and yanks it off to the left. Not sure where that one went. It's a difficult hole to film, I imagine, for the T-Box crew. Bruce launching it up there. Looks like it could be somewhere around circle one. Mark going back to that Tui that he loves so much on a nice hyzer flip up. Trying to penetrate up there. Might be a bit on the slope down. It's pretty steep there if you don't make the spine of the hill. The boys heading into the forest. Lovely walk around Rakha. One of the best courses in the country. Private course on Simon Feasey's property. Makes it very challenging for players. It seems like every year you come to the course, it's getting harder and harder. You see a little pitch up there. I think Joe's going for a birdie, looks like. Very rare to see on this hole, a birdie. Just a bit low. Should have a pretty easy cleanup par. And I think Bruce is probably on a bogey shot, so what do we got for Henry here? Thinking this might be for, that might have been for par. Looks like Henry's conceding the hole to Mark. Mark's going to take another one. Joe bangs that one home and gets one back on Bruce. Now we have hole 3, par 4, 132 meters. OB Road. You can lay it up on the left-hand side here, or you can try to make it up onto this lip that the camera is showing you. If you can make it up on the lip, you're going to have to navigate down this fairway here. A little bit of a slope down to the left to try to get to your the basket in 2 so you can get a birdie. I imagine with Joe's power, he's going to be trying to get it up onto that lip if he can get a nice turn on this disc. Let's see what we got. It's high enough, maybe not enough turn. Ooh, hits that tree. Falls down. Does that go OB? There's a line there, but I'm not sure if that's OB or not because we didn't get a graphic, so maybe he's not OB. Bruce getting a nice turn on this. Ooh, hits the tree a little bit, but collects up on the lip. That's a beautiful spot to be. What does Mark have here? Maybe a Kahoo, purple Kahoo. Looks to be electing to lay up here on the road, trying to push it as far forward as you can. There is another little gap there. If you push it up there to try to get to the the green from that lower left-hand position. Henry following suit, looks like, with a layup as well. Maybe not as far as Mark's. Looks a little bit obstructed. Henry looks to be going thumber. Don't see that shot too often around here, even though I can throw them quite a bit, actually. Henry's going high. Where does this one land? Hard to film a thumber. Right-hand side of the fairway, looks like. Might be able to straddle out a bit and get a little look. Mark going back to that orange tui that he likes. He, too, collecting in the fairway. Oh, actually, it looks like he's just outside of C1. Great shot there from Mark. So, Joe didn't go OB. That would be a little scoob shot up into the fairway. Doesn't seem to be too far. Bruce now with a little forehand. Oh, catches some foliage there on the left and rolls down to the left. Hopefully it didn't roll down too far and he'll be able to still stretch out a bit. This is looking like a birdie for Joe. Catch cam doing a little dance so he doesn't get hit. Not too far. Bruce as well with a birdie opportunity. Not quite, but he's nestling up there for what looks to be probably not too far for a par. After that thumber, Henry's got a little step out, a little stretch out. He's going to want to put a nice little Anheuser bit on this. Not enough Anheuser, but should be fine for the par. And Mark going with another forehand putter. He's liking that little forehand putter shot. Ooh, trying to give it a bid for the birdie. Not quite. Everybody's sitting around the same distance away for their pars. Looks like we could be looking at pushes here from everybody. Ooh, Joe sneaking it in the left side. Good putt there. Henry taking his time. Doesn't want to lose another one to Mark. Taps it in. And Mark also tapping it in. Hole halved by those two. Nothing changes there. And Bruce is, I think, going to be trying to tap this out for his par to have the hole with Joe. And, oh, a little bit high left side. Doesn't kick down fast enough. And Bruce misses that, so Joe wins that hole and goes up one on Bruce. Next hole, hole 3, 128 meter par 3. Another hole that keeps getting harder and harder as the years go on. You got to make it across the OB road. Don't hit these bollards. Just high enough to go over the bollards. It's got to traverse through this flat area, and then you want to start hyzering down into this gap, which is a very tough gap. Cannot see it from the tee pad. You just need to really lace something straight that's going to have some decent finish. Mark going with a pekka here. Getting some right hand turn on it. And that is collecting on the fairway, about halfway. Still probably 10-15 from that gap. We got Henry, Mr. WIN.O himself. Doing a little hyzer flip, might be a bit high. Catches that guardian tree right in the middle, the one that you will definitely want to miss. And he's about halfway, maybe almost halfway. Another WIN.O team member, Joseph Berry. Let's see what Joe's got. I'm guessing maybe a fairway driver, maybe a destroyer. Nice height, just over the bollards. Oh, flying right past the catch cam. Oh my goodness, what a nice shot. Right down into the gap. Perfect. We're going to get a replay on that. Beautiful throw by Joe. Nice follow through. Got that hand up. Perfect height. Oh, I love watching a disc come straight at the camera. Nice. Hits the gap perfectly. Trickles down. It's probably 4 meters. Great shot. Bruce, another WIN-O player. Looks to be a little bit turned to the right. Don't see where that one collects. Hit the right-hand tree that you want to miss. And Bruce is going to try to get it just to the start of that gap. Henry's going to see if he can get something all the way down to the bottom. Forehand, heavy anhyzer. Collects over on the left-hand side. Mark, another forehand putter. I think that's 3 holes in a row he's thrown a forehand putter. I don't even know if I ever see Mark throw too many forehands at all. That one was pretty good. Getting most of the way down there. Bruce definitely needs to throw this in after Joe's amazing first shot. Bit high. Kicks to the right. That was his 3rd shot, so I don't think, unless something crazy happens with Joe's 4-meter putt, I think Joe might be taking another hole on Bruce here. Henry does not want to lose another hole to Mark. He's going to need to make this. Oh, gives it a good bid. Catches some chains, catches some basket. Just does not want to stay in. That is a bummer. We got Mark showing a bit of athleticism here. Nice stretch out. All that yoga. Mark is the old, just a bit low. Mark's the savvy vet we got here on this card. Been playing a long time. Joe with this tap-in. Beautiful birdie to take another one on Bruce there. What a great shot. We got a good mix of players here. Mark being the wily veteran. Playing a long time in Canada. Played some Worlds. Probably played all over the world, actually. And now calls New Zealand home. I believe he actually lives at Rakha on the property. Hole 5, par 4, 193 meters. This one is an elevated tee box. You want to just launch something that has a bit of right-hand turn to come into this collection area down here. And then you're going to have to pitch up to the basket. If you can get a good drive, you're probably only looking at 60 to 80 meters. But there's a couple trees you have to miss here. Just kind of got to keep it left and then turn it to the right a lot. Just as Joe has done. And with Joe's power, I can imagine he's sailing beautifully down the fairway. Takes a big skip and, almost goes OB. There's an OB line drawn here in between this hole and I believe hole 15 or so, or Blackwood's hole. Bruce goes a bit high, catches some leaves. Didn't see where that one went. I'm sure it's down there somewhere. Didn't see an OB graphic. Mark going with the peka again. He catches some leaves as well. And slows his disc down quite a bit. He's going to have a fair distance to the pin there. See what we got from Henry. Doesn't turn it over enough and hits the tree on the left-hand side. Collects kind of over by where Mark went, I think. So those two are in the same position. They got quite a bit of a ways to go here. Don't want to go too right, because that's where the OB is. Henry doesn't really turn that over. Collects over on the right-hand side, kind of by the bamboo stuff. See what Mark's going to go with here. He's looking at a good 100 meters or so. Peka. Nice glide. Coming back. Not quite coming back fast enough. He's going to be on that right-hand side as well. What do we got here from Bruce? Turning something a bit too much, and that's going into the bamboo as well. Luckily it kicks out. It doesn't go in there. It's not too much if you go deep inside that. Henry with a little pitch out. Up into this silt area. For those of you that don't know, Rakha has a wonderful, beautiful river that runs through it, but with all the water that Auckland's been getting, Joe giving this one a bid. With all the water Auckland's been getting this year, Rakha does tend to flood every once in a while, and they've had a couple bad ones this year. As you can see, all this silt from the river that's washed into this area. It's a bit of a shame sometimes. We love Rakha, such a beautiful place, and having it get flooded doesn't help the course out, really. Ooh, Henry just a little bit high. Needed that one. Oh, and he finds the OB long. Ouch. Mark nails the putt. Takes another one on Henry. Not slowing down at all. Mark's got his foot on the gas. Sporting that new RPM backpack. Looking good. That purple putter he's been loving. I believe Joe took one on Bruce there too. Hole 6, probably the easiest hole, or one of the easiest holes at Rakha, which is not saying much because there's not too many of them. 79 meters. A bit of a right-hand bend. There is the river on the right-hand side. There's a creek along the basket and a creek to the left of the basket. So distance is a bit touchy, but all these guys have easily enough power to get there. Mark looks like he's going with that orange Tui. A nice right-hand turn. Nice. Turns into a bit of a roller, but rolls right back in front of the basket. It's looking birdie territory right there. Henry going with the forehand, nice and low. Get a bit of skip, and it does. Nice. Skipping right up in there. Just a bit shorter than Mark's. But that should do. Circle 1. Joe's going to go forehand as well. A bit higher than Henry, a little more spiky. Coming down with a little bit of rollback. He's right there in C1 as well. These boys showing you why it's one of the easier holes. And Bruce going with the forehand. Repeat of Henry's. Nice and skippy. And just outside of where Joe is. Everybody looking pretty good on that tee box. Nice drives from everybody. See if we can get some putts. Henry bangs it. Boom. Not losing another one to Mark. Fending him off. Or at least holding. Let's see, Bruce. Nice calm putter Bruce is. Got to play with him a month or so ago at Waitawa. Very impressed with his calm demeanor that he carries on the course. Joe, another very calm player. Puts it in. Hole halved for Joe and Bruce. And if Mark can make this, he's going to have it with Henry. And we're going to stay 3 up to Mark and 3 up to Joe. Through 6. So being match play and I think they're only playing 9 holes, Henry and Bruce are going to need to start winning holes. Otherwise, after this hole, I believe it could be over if they don't win. Hole 7 is a par 3, 103 meters. You got to go over the river, which would be OB, into this flat area that got pretty battered by the flood that was this year as well. Definitely a good forehand hole. See what Joe's got here with his forehand. Ooh, looking a little bit low. Ooh, does it make it over the river? Didn't see an OB. I'm guessing he just stuck right in the other side of the river. Bruce. Much higher. Oh, splits the trees just like you want to do. And tombstone into the silt. Nice shot by Bruce. Mark's going to go backhand here. Tough line with the backhand. Oh, he likes to be just laying up. Oh, since he's up 3 on Henry, he's going to force Henry to try to get the birdie in. Looks like Mark's just maybe playing this hole for par. Henry going with Kahu. Getting that grip just right. As you split the trees. Oh, not quite. Oh, and he falls OB. That might do it for Henry. Mark's just gonna lay up here, looks like. Not gonna try anything crazy with that orange tui that he loves. He's in circle one. Henry's got to throw this in. Does not. Concedes the hole. I believe that is another one for Mark, but that's probably going to do it. Joe pitches up. Didn't seem to go OB, so he's right there for a par. Let's see if Bruce can take a hole off of Joe and make this. Ooh, just a bit high. Air ball, he's not happy about it. And I think that is going to have the hole for those two. And there's only going to be 2 to play, so that should be it, actually. I think Joe's going to take this 3 up, and Mark is going to take this 4 up. And that is going to be, I think, the match for part 1. Thank you for watching T-Box Media. Please like and subscribe down below. I know T-Box Media really appreciates all the subscribers. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark. We got Mark here with the win and Joe with the win, and we will see you on the second match coming up shortly.